It's now time to complete Lesson 7, Chapter 4, Working with Shape Objects. Click Learn and continue. Create a new blank document, File, New Blank Document, and type the words Light Ideas as the title and press Enter. And Light and Ideas are both capitalized. Click on the Insert tab, and in the Illustrations group, click Shapes. In the Basic Shapes area of the Shapes menu, click Oval. Now we're going to click and drag to draw an oval approximately 1 inch wide by 2 inches high, starting at the left margin. So here's our left margin. I'm going to click and hold down my mouse till it's about 1 inch wide. I'm just glancing at the ruler at the top of my page, and 2 inches high. That looks pretty good. And on the Format tab, I'm just going to glance. Yep, I got pretty close. 1 inch wide by 2 inches high. With the object still selected, type Ideas. And if you'll notice, the word Ideas ends up right inside the oval shape. Mark as answered and click Next. On the Format tab, in the Insert Shapes group, Format tab, Insert Shapes group is here to the left. Click the More button, that's this bottom arrow here, to display the gallery of shapes. In the Basic Shapes area, click to select the cylinder or can shape. So here's the Basic Shapes area, and let's find the cylinder or can. Here it is. It's labeled cylinder for me. We're going to draw the new object starting approximately a half an inch from the bottom of the oval. So here's my oval, about a half an inch is right about there. Drag to make the can approximately 0.85 inches in height and 0.87 inches in width. So it's approximately a little more than 3/4. And I'm looking up here at my Format tab. It looks like I made it a little wider, so I'm going to click and drag to make it a little less wide. There we go. And it looks similar to the example. Move it down a little. If the edges of the can do not meet the edge of the oval, drag the can shape up until the two objects overlap. And they do overlap. Mark as answered and click Next. Now try drawing a line for some embellishment later on in the can shape. On the Format tab, in the Insert, let me click on my can shape here. In the Format tab, on the Insert Shapes group, click More again to display the gallery of shapes. In the Lines group, click Curve. So remember, as you put your mouse on these, it will tell you the name of each. And we want Curve. This one here. You'll notice this one says Connector Curved, but we want just Curve. Starting from the middle left side of the can object, drag a bit lower than the center of the can object and click. Then drag the line to the middle of the right edge. So I'm going to click and drag, and then in the middle of the can I'm going to click to kind of center it there, and then go back up to the right with another, this time with a double click to signify that we're at the end of the line. All right, looks similar to our example. Mark as answered and click Next. Suppose at this point you want the can object to be taller to make it look similar to a container. Click the can object and then drag the middle bottom handle down to increase the height to approximately 1.5 inches. Click the curved line created previously and drag it up to approximately 1/4 from the top of the can object. Press Ctrl C to copy the line and then press Ctrl V 3 times. place the lines as evenly spaced apart with the can object as possible. Okay. I think they're pretty close there. Press Shift, the Shift key, and click on each of the curved lines to select all 4 of them. On the Format tab, in the Align group, here we go, choose Align Left, and you'll notice they'll line up to the left. Then go back to Align and choose Distribute Vertically. That makes them evenly spaced. Mark as answered and click Next. With the 4 curved lines still selected, move the lines so the edges of the lines overlap the edges of the can object. This should appear as if they are carved into the can object. So I kind of feel like they're already placed that way, so I'm just going to kind of move them around a little. Drag the lines to where you think the line should appear on the can object. Our example shows the lines being set so the space at the top and the bottom of the can are about the same height. So we click and move ours so the space at the top and the bottom are about the same. In the Arrange group, click Group and then Group again. So on the Format tab in the Arrange group, we're going to click Group, which is this little icon, and then I'm going to click Group again. Now those lines are all connected together, and it enables them to be changed at one time and saves you having to select the 4 lines separately again. Mark as answered and click Next. With the grouped curved line still selected, on the Format tab in the Shape Styles group, click the arrow for Shape Outline. Click Weight and choose 2 1/4. Here's 2 1/4. So this is on the Format tab, Shape Outline, Weight 2 1/4 points. In the Shape Styles group, now we're going to click the arrow for Shape Effects, and we're going to choose Bevel, and then click Soft Round. So put your cursor over these to find Soft Round. There it is. In the Shape Styles group, click the arrow for Shape Fill, and then click Blue from the Standard Colors row. So here is light blue, and here is blue. Select the can object. I'm going to click on the can this time. And in the Shape Styles group, click the Shape Fill button, and then click the Shape Outline button. That's the Shape Fill button, and that's the Shape Outline button. Now Jasper does not tell us to do anything there, so we'll just keep moving on. Click the oval shape, and in the Shape Styles group, set the Shape Outline and Shape Fill to light blue. So Shape Outline, we're going to do light blue, and Shape Fill, light blue. In the Shape Style group, we're going to click the arrow for Shape Effects, click Soft Edges, and then click 1 point. There we go. We're going to select the text in the oval, so I'm going to click and drag. And in the Word Art Styles group, here's that in the middle of the tab, click More to display the gallery. So the More is this little arrow here. Click Fill Gold Accent for Soft Bevel. It's this golden looking A here. With the text still selected, click the arrow for Text Effects, which is this A with a little outline there. Click Bevel, and then click Angle. That's this one here. Your diagram should appear similar to the example. It looks pretty close. Click the Home tab, and in the Editing group, click Select, and then choose Select Objects. So it looks like nothing has happened on the screen, but we're going to start a bit above the top left of the drawing, and then click and drag to the bottom right of the drawing to select all of the objects. Isn't that nice? It selects it all at once. On the Format tab of the Drawing Tool ribbon, in the Arrange group, you're going to find that group icon and click Group. Now the drawing is considered a single object. Drag the group drawing to align with the left margin. So move it here so it lines up. We've got that green arrow there. And I'm sorry, green vertical line. Then in the Shape Styles group, up here, click the Format Shape Dialog Box Launcher. And remember, Dialog Box Launcher is this little arrow. We're going to click that and go to Layout and Properties, which is this four-way arrow icon. And we're going to click Alt Text. And in the title, we're going to label it a drawing. And for the description, drawn image to represent canister for new ideas. Close the Format Shape pane. Mark as answered and click Next. On the Format tab, in the Insert Shapes area, click Text Box. That's this little box with an A. Start at approximately 1/2 inch from the top right of the drawing. So here's the top right of the drawing, about 1/2 inch. And drag to create a text box approximately, let's go back there again, 2 inches wide by 1 inch high. So 2 inches wide, just kind of looking at that top ruler, by 1 inch high. On the Format tab, it looks like it could be a little bit taller. I want it to be 1 inch. Okay, pretty close. I see it's 1 inch high and a little more than 2 inches wide. Type, engage our greatness with our bright ideas, exclamation point. Type engage our greatness with our bright ideas, exclamation point in the text box. Click the border of the text box. So it changes, when you do that, you'll notice it changes to a solid line. Click the border of the text box, click on the Home tab, and change the size to 18 point. Under Drawing Tools, click the Format tab, and in the Word Art Styles group, click More in the gallery, and click Fill Gold Accent for Soft Bevel. In the Word Art Styles group, we're going to click the arrow for Text Effects, click Shadow, and click Inside Right. Inside, this one says inside top right, but we want just inside right. That's the one. In the Word Art Styles group, click the arrow for Text Outline, that's this A here, and choose No Outline. And resize the text box so that the text fits on 2 lines. Right now it takes up 3 lines, so let's make it a little wider. There we go. It's on 2 lines now. And on the Home tab, we're going to apply Heading 1 to the title of the document. Mark as answered and click Next. Click on the Insert tab, and in the Text group, we're going to click on Text Box. So there's another place to choose a text box. Scroll and point at various text boxes until we're going to choose the one titled Facet Sidebar Right. So let's scroll down a little bit. Facet Sidebar. There we go. I scrolled too far the first time. Facet, sidebar, right. Click the Design tab. Click Themes, and let's find the one titled Parcel. There we go. So it changes the look of it a bit. And now we're going to close this document without saving. Mark as answered and click Show Results. Great. You have now passed Lesson 7, Chapter 4.